Hello, everyone, and welcome to another stream talking Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 6. I'm your host, Ron Chain, and this is the episode that James Gunn has been telling us. Yo, this is the one. You better hold on tight. Bunch of spoilers. So we're going to be dissecting it, talking about it as much as we can. We will be talking spoilers as always. We do every week. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, please go watch it. It is definitely worth watching, and then come back and hang out with us as we talk about it, whether we liked it, didn't like it, or where we think the season's going to go onwards. But I'm never going to do this alone. I have my own 11th Street Kids, and I have with us, I have Brent, Agent Grogu. How you doing, Brent?
Not too bad. How's it going? How's everyone's week been?
I'm good, good.
Yeah.
We also have Taladia Plays. Taladia, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey,
I'm
Tony.
doing good. I'm doing good. It's just the connection has been really weird this evening, so
It's all
It
good.
happens.
It's all good. Muchachos, we're at what I would think is the beginning of the last arc of this season.
Mhm.
I gave a lot of my thoughts on it on Team JVS's channel, so you can go check out that review to hear most of my thoughts. I'll
Mhm.
throw in a little bit of here and there, but I want to mainly hear from you guys. So we'll start with Brent. Brent,
Okay.
you watched the episode. It
Yep.
ends. How do you feel about it after the hype? After everyone saying that nobody, not even the press, saw this, how do you feel about this episode?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it as as an episode. It developed the plot along to where we kind of figured it was going. The fact that it was, again, spoilers, Earth X. It made sense that was the direction this Earth was going in. I enjoyed the cast. I think they're fantastic. I think they're well acted, and I think there's some great funny moments in it. The typical stuff that James Gunn writes very well. Would I consider this one of his best moments? I would say it was. I think James, love his work, love him to death, but he does tend to, in his own mind, promote what he believes is his personal favorite. And I don't doubt him when he says it's his personal favorite. You saw the direction between his wife and Peacemaker. That stuff was very emotional, very legitimate. And he's been speaking in interviews saying this was what made me believe this is some of the best work I've done. Good for him. I think that's fantastic. I saw a really great little scene that played out between the two actors, but I wouldn't call the episode mind-blowingly some of the best stuff in the DCU just yet. Again, not to break anyone's spirit, I very much enjoy the episode, but I'm waiting for where it's going to peak up to, to where it needs to get, to where we feel like it's going to go, kind of thing. So yeah, I mean that's my thought on that particular aspect.
I get that sentiment. And
Yeah.
for anybody watching in the comments, thank you so much for watching the stream. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the enthusiasm, let people know that we're live, and we'll get to your comments very soon. But I want to hear Talada's thoughts because, again, for those who don't know, Talada hasn't seen season 1. So he was fully immersed with this crew, with this world, these dynamics in season 2. And so now that we got to this point, how are you feeling about it, Taladia?
honestly, for me, season 2, episode 6, I thought it was really interesting. I thought the episode was it's up there in terms of storytelling. And you could see Jennifer Holland and John Cena's moment. I thought that moment particularly was really, really, the acting was on point. Um, but the whole thing about from start to finish was a very good episode, and definitely did like the Spider-Man reference in this episode, which was really cool to see. And I gotta say, Vigilante talking to himself, I gotta say that was really funny, and that really definitely was like highlight of the episode. Was like, oh, so you have
Yeah.
it's like one of the highlights.
That's a conversation all to itself, isn't it? That's a definitely conversation to itself. I love this.
Yeah, it was like the conversation to yourself, and I'm just like thinking, bring it back to your universe.
Yeah.
Bring it back to your universe. I think you'll like your universe. And But I also think Adebayo's what's it called? Adebayo's character, like walking on the street, then all of a sudden people chasing after her. I'm like, dang girl, you shouldn't have gone out. Why did you go out? You should have stayed at the house. You should have stayed hidden.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she thought she was safe. No, you're not safe in a universe where you don't even know what universe you're in.
Right.
Always do check around the house, check the flags, check this, check that. You don't check things, and so yeah.
I get that. Yeah, like it's sad that we live in that world where like, oh, you have to check everything before you got your door. You shouldn't live like that, but sadly, it was a suspicion. Like, what happens when someone opens a locked door? What happens when, we see stuff that's very drastically different from it? And we'll get to those details later on. But also joining us with our own 11th Street Kids crew, we have Darren. Darren, how you doing, man?
Hey, Darren.
You
just froze too. Yep, he's back. You're good.
Hey, Hat Man.
We can't hear you, Darren.
You're muted. You're muted.
It's Wolverine. It's Marvel. It's State of Play all over again. Yeah. Until Darren gets situated. Yeah, I really feel that this episode, at least for me, and I want to hear mostly from you guys, but I think this episode might be my third, maybe fourth favorite of the. Oh man, I go back and forth. Let's just say that like it's the best episode, following the first three, which was the building up the momentum.
Right.
Yes.
And then it went to there you go. Then it went to 4 or 5, and it didn't dip all the way, but it just like, all right, well, those are the things we have to tie to. There's great stuff in them. But 6 felt like, okay, we're building up towards again, and it feels like there's emotional stake.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ramp. Yeah.
There's a fun to it in a regard way. There's some hilarious. I'll say this: we haven't been digging all the bits throughout the season. I know for me, I haven't digging all of them. I know Darren hasn't. Most of the bits in this one hit like Adrian's mom, the basement, all that was like, all right, this is working for me. And I'm ready to see if everybody else hit it as well for that. But Darren, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's interesting to be in the final arc of the season, right? Because all season it's been us kind of waiting to get to these final 3 episodes. Like this is what James Gunn has said is some of his favorite stuff that he's ever done, which is a very high bar. And we'll talk about if I agree with that or if we don't. I assume later on, but it's interesting to be in the final act already. It's also kind of sad to think we waited like 3 years to get here, and it's like, oh, it's almost done already. It's like, man, all right. That's always a strange feeling to me, just in like any media, like especially with movies where it's like, okay, we waited like 5 years to get this movie and it's done in 2 hours. It's like, already? Like we've been waiting all this time. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we'll start off with this. I think 2 great opening scenes, which is that like we see a moment of like, yay, after a victory lap, we go to eat to what's that one restaurant that like been hitting controversy lately? Is it Cracker Barrel or whatever? What's the one that they keep rebranding and renaming?
Oh yeah.
I heard someone doing it like, oh, this universe is Cracker Barrel. Like, all right, cool. But there's nobody here.
I hadn't thought about that.
Tickle.
It's funny.
And like it was sweet. It was sweet that like Chris got a moment to live his life of like we beat we didn't get to see the kaiju fight, but like they won. And he did it with his dad and his brother, and some kids want his photo with them, and they start melting, and we're like, oh no, what's happening? How do we feel about that first opening scene?
I don't know what to think. I was like, why? And like, what are we doing? And like, I think like in the moment watching it, it's like, that's stupid. What are they doing? And then like once you kind of sit with it a little bit, it's like, okay, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying
symbolically,
to, like,
this is where everything goes to hell and everything
it's
distorted from here.
Yes, it's like slowly being like, this world is not what it seems. Just like a bad like Instagram
totally.
filter.
I picked up that immediately. The moment it started melting, first it was the shock of like, what the? And then it was like, oh, this is where it all goes wrong. Yeah.
How about you, Talaya? Did you feel like it was too good to be true, or did you already start feeling like, yo, something's off with this?
I started feeling something's off from the last episode, actually.
Okay. Your suspension started blowing up? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I started feeling something was off from the last episode because if you remember from the last episode when like the kid's saying, you know, I love you, and the girl flashing
crying.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he gets flashed. Yeah.
And then I started to note, he got flashed.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
I'll say this. Oh, go ahead, Talati.
And I also got to say that there was no mixed race color from him going into that universe. I started to notice that.
Weeks. People were just like, And it's still. I think I'm pretty sure that was the one question that people kept asking. That like James was like, I can imagine him be like, "Fuck, okay, they're on to us. Okay, cool. We just have to make it for the next 4 or 5 weeks, and then don't know what we're getting into." And they'll eventually open up to us.
Yeah.
Not that it was like the world's best kept secret.
Exactly.
But I am happy that I called that shit like week 1, where I'm like, I would not be shocked if they're racist.
Well, I mean, it is Earth X, so it is Earth X. I mean, you know.
I was like, it's probably what they're gonna do.
I think the secret was meant for I even hate calling like this, but like people who aren't hardcore geeks who know that like there's an Earth X that exists, or you know, there's a world where you know what the Nazis won. It's like okay, and it just feels like, you know, mom and apple pie. Like, oh, okay, it feels like the Andy Griffin show, but then oh no, it's ends up being a Twilight Zone episode, and it's just like
I wonder. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder how many people were just blind to not seeing that. And I say that in the respect of like, how many people were surprised when it happened, but have been blinded for the last 4 weeks who may have been watching it, who A, don't know anything about the back history of the comic book and the world that they're in, and B, be like, wait a minute. Why didn't I see that? And then you got to question I would hope they would be questioning themselves as a person why they didn't see, you know, some of those faults within that world as we kind of were piecing together in our heads and understanding.
I think it's easier for us as well because like we are like dissecting this week to week. Like we are here right now, even like like we are looking at every detail. We are like theorizing week after week. I imagine if someone had, you know, if you have a 9 to 5 every day, and you're, you know, you're just turning it into fun, and you turn it like you're not spotting that kind of stuff. But what I will say is I am happy they didn't treat it as like a big twist, right? Like I feel like some shows like this,
you know,
like,
he pulls the fire out.
No, yes. But like, there are some shows where like twist happens and like it feels like it's written cheekily, where it's like that
dip of music where there's something that's not quite right 3 weeks prior to the development of the release, and it's like
and like those twists are great if nobody knows, but if you mess up and everyone knows, it's embarrassing.
You're right.
Very similar to like WandaVision when they do the whole like Agatha thing. It's like, it's been her all along. We're like, y'all, we said this episode 1. What are you talking about?
But you got to give credit to James as the writer and showrunner. He understands the audience is that intelligent. He understands who he's writing this stuff for, so he knows that the audience is going to sit there and see these things and pick up on these things relatively early on in the situation. And that goes back to the whole face melting bit, because we're waiting for things now at this point in time just to start going wrong. Now, James has been airing episode 6 is where things get, you know, interesting. So we're all going, okay, fine, James, you have to say it, but we realize episode 6 is where it's going to start to go wrong. So that whole melting face thing was like, okay, this is where it goes wrong at this point in the story. as a filmmaker perspective, and I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, it worked. He didn't have to spoon feed us anything. It was just a matter of, here you go. This is the moment. This happens. Yeah. So that worked well.
Go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, no, like just to like add on to it, like you are 100% right. It works. It's not like it kind of works as if we already the audience knows, and it works in this way of like, okay,
yes,
but now you get to watch your characters figure it out, and that's where the tension is. It's like it almost adds to it because you slowly build up to it, like you know what's going to happen, and you're like, don't go outside, don't go outside,
you can't do anything about it.
And the way, it's like stop, and it plays into that.
The anxiety, really anxiety I was getting for Leona to walk outside was insane. I was like, I was worried. That worry came to fulfill itself at the end of the episode. So, you know.
Yeah.
Before we go further, I want to let some of the comments know and shout them out. Yay, let's go. We were right. Guys. Earth X. Yeah, unfortunately, but yes. It was Hi, Ronan. Hi, everyone. It seems fine to me, Taladia. It's weird that he's not calling it Earth X. He's calling it Earth 2, which is weird. Yeah, that's interesting, which I'll ask some of everybody else here if they know more of Earth 2, because I know there's other Earths with more continuities with the same characters.
Sorry. James is calling it Earth 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Which is interesting. So that does make me feel like it is officially the multiverse. It's not alternate reality. Because I have been saying it's like, well, it's like an alternate timeline, not necessarily alternate reality. It seems like this is the multiverse. Like it seems like we could maybe go through one of these.
Adrian says it. Multiverse,
yeah. They keep saying multiverse. So like, could we go through one of these portals and it's like Henry Cavill or it's Grant?
That would be fucking. That would be
or the Arrowverse. That would make Darren's. That would make Darren's day, right?
If we go through another portal and it's like the Earth X from like the Arrowverse stuff, I'd be like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Get them all back just to be in those costumes.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is that James could be just been calling it Earth 2 for purposes of like he didn't want to say Earth X.
Just sway us.
Up to this point. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see in interviews and stuff he does from here on in whether he is calling it Earth X specifically or just Earth 2 still, and that's going to determine whether he made a choice to not say Earth X to keep that out of the thought process of your viewing.
And you know, like, and also like I doubt he's thinking about the Arrowverse constantly when he's making his stuff, but I bet like there might be a little bit of him where it's like, well, they had their little crossover with us too. Do we want to have?
I love that story.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
but like also,
great.
Do you want to have two separate Earth X's in the multiverse of DC? Because Arrowverse is technically canon via like Ezra Miller showing up on that stuff, and it kind of working as as a continuation. Like, so it is all canon, right? So like maybe his mindset is like, okay, well they had Earth X, and now this is just another Earth that happens to look differently, but there's only one Earth X kind of idea. I doubt it, but like, I don't know.
Can I make a theory?
No.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it, buddy.
I think the reason why James has said Earth 2 and not called it Earth X is because he doesn't want to give away, but also because of the people that don't read comics. It's like
I'm not gonna know what the hell.
Aren't gonna know what Earth X is.
Yeah.
So calling it
it's
Earth
just
2,
easier for sure.
It's easier for them to kind of say, okay, so this is Earth 2. That's why they call it. I mean, Hardcore 2. It's like that kind of.
Sure.
So that makes it easier for the viewers. That's like, okay, so this is Hardcore 2.
Yeah.
Not
there's an alternative to what we know as.
It's not
like the
X.
The like Earth X crossover had the benefit of having a character that knows about the multiverse and knows things about it and has experiencing traveling it, where they were able to be like pull out the like whiteboard and be like, okay, this is Earth X on this
labeling
Earth, this happened here. They don't have that character that can be like, this is Earth X. It's like, no, it's Earth 2. Like there's a line, I think it's in like one of the Arrowverse stuff where it's like every Earth is going to think they're Earth 1 and the first one they meet is going to be Earth 2. Every Earth is going to have that. So it makes sense. They'd be like, this is just the second Earth. It makes sense that they would call it that.
Yeah. Darren, you said, hey, Chad, early on, and Jeffrey noticed you. And then Jeffrey said, I was very upset by the run times. Okay, so we'll get to that because I think my
It was
favorite
short,
episode
right?
is episode 3, and it's probably the second shortest episode of the season, and it had a lot.
Right.
Like that's the weird thing. I don't like short time, sure, but if you can make it work with pacing and the amount of stuff I'm getting, then go for it. But we're used to seeing now that TV shows that do it under 30 minutes with credits on, they just don't make it work. They stretch out a moment where it's like, okay, we got the emotional side. Why are we still here? Like, did you see a fly in the window? Are you bored or whatever? Just like, all right, let's go or whatnot. But it's all about what you capture in the moment and how connected we are with said moment and the characters. I think. Yeah. So I understand Jeffrey's reason to being upset by the runtime of this week's one.
I mean, you know, like I think I've honestly had the opposite critique this season, and I've said it past couple weeks. I think some of those episodes didn't need to have what they had in it. I almost think it could have been a little shorter. And I heard a theory from someone recently that said, like, I think Peacemaker season 2 was supposed to be a movie at first, and they needed to fill in the gaps other places. And if you kind of look at it, it kind of would make sense the way it's templated, right? Like you have the first two. Like the first 3 episodes that feel like your first act, and then you had your second act in the middle that has a lot of fat in it that doesn't need to be there. Now we're in our third act. It makes sense why there's so many of these like side things that just happen to be going on where it's like, what? Like, why is that there? It's like, oh, they had to add it when it became a TV show or something like that. Like it would kind of make sense to me.
Yeah,
I get that.
And there could be small stuff along the way that is setting up something further down the line too. We just don't realize yet. Let's go to the main opening song. And I saw this online. It was like obviously
I saw that. I saw that.
Now we know what we're looking at. Now we know what we're looking at.
That's wild.
I'm like, I think it's that way. If you gotta look, yes.
When they're Elon Musk.
Yeah. But yes, that's all in the opening song. You know, the movements and the dance choreography. So it's just like, okay,
finesse with details. Again, I appreciate that. I respect that so much. And you could tell that with him, regardless of like, wow, that's bleak or that's rough. I'm like, okay, that's something a nerd would do, not a committee and whatnot. And I appreciate that. Keyblade Master Jeffrey does say, Ronan, did you see James Gunn said that G.I. Robot will show up in live action? Man,
I did see that.
Man, oh man, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for I'm hoping
that would make a great episode 8, wouldn't it?
I just need to hear boom, 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 and I'm just like, I know who that is, and it's GI reporting for dude, and it just all I need is just a shot of Rick Flagg's face, be like, I know how to fix this. And it's just like, oh shit.
I have a theory how this could come to play too. I just have a little theory. I'm going to throw in there. Okay. By episode 8, obviously only 2 episodes away, I think Leota is going to be in a position where she's just trapped on Earth X, and Waller and the rest of the team, not that Waller's really part of the picture right now, they're not going to just sit down and let one of their Earthers be detained like that, and they're going to send in the cavalry. And I feel like that he would be awesome as the cavalry, just to send in, GI Robot for sure. That's my theory. That's my theory.
We'll have to wait. And again, I'm curious how it ends, because his whole quote was like, he will appear in live action, but not necessarily this season of Peacemaker. And I was like, that'd be a damn wasted opportunity for you to invent that anti-Nazi character and then have a Nazi storyline. There's no way those connect to each other unless it doesn't finish this season, right? Like there is still a lot. There's still a lot to do. We have maybe an hour, maybe an hour 30 left of footage left. Yeah. What if we just don't wrap it up this season? What if the season ends with, really enough, how Earth X, the event started, them invading our Earth? Right. They did say, and again, I don't know if I want this, but they did say that this series will set up Man of Tomorrow. What if Man of Tomorrow is an anti-Nazi movie? It's like Clark and Lex teaming up to take on this other Earth, especially what was introduced. We are introducing Lex into the storyline right now.
Absolutely.
What if this is all just set up for that movie?
This is going to be so confusing for some
on the
kids.
Big screen. Yeah.
No, you can't watch it. It's Peacemaker.
I know.
Unless you have a cool uncle, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Who's the cool uncle?
Yeah.
Episode 1 and 2.
I'm really listen, and it makes sense. Like again, like Dan said, like why would you waste the opportunity to do that with a character that like fits so perfectly? And again, if you have not seen Creature Commandos, you're gonna go, oh, cool. I guess he's a cool robot that's allied. What does he do? And they just like, oh, he's gonna go after the Nazis. Yeah. And again, for us who've been following this stuff, we're gonna go, the cavalry is here, and you just start hearing them play a coin operated boy, that song that they play for his episode. And if we start hearing that, again, you know, and I listen, they can leave it on a cliffhanger. Yeah, I really kind of hope they don't, just because that, in my opinion, if you end on a cliffhanger, it goes against what you were saying, where like you don't need to see Superman to get Peacemaker 2, and I'm optimistically cautioned that like we don't go that way, because if it ends on a cliffhanger, it's gonna be like, oh, you don't have to see Peacemaker season 2 to get Man of Tomorrow. It's like you're gonna, which
is what they're trying to avoid.
And
I think like I think what I just pitched is not correct. Like I don't think they're actually going to do that.
Right.
Like he just made a comment. I think it was today. He's doing like a lot of podcasts. So there's been a lot of things coming out. But like he made a comment that said like the cast of this show will show up in another show before we will see them in like a Peacemaker season 3.
James needs to stop getting too excited. He's telling us so much now that I feel like it's preempting stuff for us to be prepared for, and I kind of don't want that.
He says a lot. Yeah.
The marketing is just like, but it's just like, no, that takes the hook of like, you know, the you know, again, we'll talk about it later, but when a character shows up, we're like, okay, that makes sense. When they were teasing, you know, he's going to go to this place, you know, all right, that's probably who's going to meet up by. But I'm telling y'all, if he said no on this season, I call yes, because I'm like, come on, man, don't show your cards like that. Like, put us in that direction. Okay, he said no. It's like, no, he was kidding. Or he was implying, but if we see this fool, please, not CG, actual built mechanical robot, and then use CG enhancement. Like, do that, and I would just. I know me and Jenna, I forget her name, Jenna Lynn, I think, who does read comics. Jenna, she's a huge GI Robot fan.
Right.
I would. We have a friend who's not into Peacemaker. I bet you. Darren knows what I'm talking about. Delilah knows what I'm talking about. If GI shows up, it'll get him to watch that sequence alone. It's just like, okay, Chris can't do this on his own. Senior can't do this on his own. We need this guy. And I, again, for the sake of like, you don't need to know who that is, but making sure, like, okay, these shows are connected, but you don't need to see the previous one. Like, that's a good tipping of the hat. And showing fans, all right, you know what? Go read some comics. You like this robot that we introduced in live action? Go read some comics. Go find out who the character is. And I can't wait.
With his new upgrades, I need to see that in live action. Yes. Like that would look so fucking cool. I bet if I do wonder if they like regret doing that, because then they're like, oh fuck, that's so much more expensive than he was previously. But the tiny little android they had.
Yeah, I don't think expense in having to. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more the fact that you're just about to put a robot on a planet with an entire planet of Nazis. Little child.
He'll be having a field day.
All that shit.
It'll be like full on Inglourious Bastards.
He'll be having a field day.
I wonder if that'll go that way though. It's like, who knows? It could be fun. It could be
Hunter
fun.
Iggy says, Run on Chain, who do you think we play over, man?
Henry Cavill? Just joking.
Maybe who would play Overman? Who do you think will play Overman?
I don't know the character.
I know I mean, I assume it's Nazi Superman. Because
if that's the case, man, like I
Overman is okay.
On Earth X, we have like Overgirl, which is like the like Nazi version of Supergirl. So I assume that's just
I don't know. I really hope it would be interesting if it's someone from the past who's played a Superman, and it's like, yo, they got to come back, but like, fuck, you have to play a Nazi.
You know who they should cast. You know exactly.
I know who, but I know it's gonna rile up the fan bases, and it's like, oh, so this is how we get him back. Like you have to put him in that, with this scenario.
Dean Cain,
and
bro, get Dean Cain.
Oh
no, Dean,
get the Nazi Superman.
We have a program to set up for you. You can make $30,000 a year. All you gotta do is just wear this suit. we'll do Fantastic tomorrow.
But I heard he gets paid better for the other job.
Yeah.
Look at what Mike just said. Mike said it's.
I was going to say, do we think Superman?
Mike. We'll get to that. Yes,
I don't know if Superman actually would exist in this particular Earth. I mean, I feel like he would have been alienated with the rest of them.
Oh, he's probably in Russia, like Red Son.
I think it's Earth first kind of thing, and they might have killed something like that as a baby somehow and found a way to, who knows.
So
yeah,
I love that Jeffrey said this. Earth 2 is an Earth where normally the JSA is from usually.
Yeah.
So yes, the JSA is normally there, and we see the JSA are in the mural in Superman. And also, I think a week ago or not too long ago, James did say, someone asked, "Are we going to see more Charlton Comics characters show up, like Blue Beetle, like Captain Atom, like a personal favorite of mine, The Question, Hawk and Dove, what's the one, the Creeper, like will you see this?" And he said, "You might," and it's just like, oh man, that'd be sweet if they show up. Anchorman.
Hey, Anchorman.
I think they'll just make it like it's part of their past instead of an alternate reality.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. He says he has learned the way of the Brent.
No. This is the way of the Ronin. This is the way.
Anchorman's one of the kids from follow my channel. So good guy.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, Anchorman. I am more excited for the DCU Batman. Listen, yes, I love Batman. I'm excited. He's not gonna break the bank. He's gonna make money for the studios. I get that. But like we were saying, get the JSA in here. Get a lot of these like deep cut characters. That way audiences know that like, oh, the DC Comics is more than just Batman. It's more than Superman. It's more than Wonder Woman. Having said that, we just got a Superman movie for the first time in over a decade. We sadly got a Wonder Woman game canceled. It's like bring those in and bringing the not too well-known characters on. And then again, something as a little hint, like in Creature Commandos, the fact that in Commandos, it's a shot starts off in a gargoyle and just pans down. And you hear this very ominous music. That's all I need to know. That's a Batman vibe. That's all I need to know. That like, okay, Batman exists in this universe, and we see a shot of him. Cool, good enough for me. But I agree. I'm excited for him. Just I hope that they don't rely on him again as previous regimes have, or just we gotta get Batman in because he's the one that makes money. No. Yeah. DC embrace DC, and I trust that James will embrace DC. Busy Brown says Earth X. I know, Busy. I know it was a blast to have Busy on. Busy, if you're free, you're not busy. No pun intended.
I think he's always busy.
Yeah, always busy. If you want to join us, chat with us, let me know, bro, and I'll send you the link. Mi casa su casa. Tony Robinson says, "Yo, how you doing, Tony Robinson?" Naruto says that Harry, technically, this is my Earth too.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
That's a reference to Arrowverse shit.
I
figured that. This could also be my New 52 Earth 2, where all the heroes died because of Darkseid on that Earth. It might.
Yeah.
Although
really,
there's a line of dialogue that we'll bring up when we get to the towards the end of the coverage of the episode. Someone says something, and then someone says the line that Mike referenced. So I'm assuming no. I think there's more to this occupied dimension. I think there's more heroes, more people of color. So I'm interested to see if that's where and Darren knows what I'm talking about. Maybe that's where people are hiding or being captured.
Yeah. Like James has teased.
Oh, sorry.
Like James has teased some like maybe hero cameos or things coming up. I think they're either one in cages somewhere for trying to fight back against whatever happened, or two, they are the Nazis. Like they are the Nazis in this world. And again, if that's the case, what a hell of a Superman story. We just told a story in the movie about what propaganda can do and how he can believe blindly. If he landed in a world where that's what morally was good, who decides what is good? It's the people around you and what you're brought up in. So he could have easily been these guys are the bad guys. Oh, I'm gonna help lock them up. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be hard to go that direction.
I would question anybody or any character that we haven't seen so far be stuck in this world as their first introduction of being an alternate universe to the new James Gunn, though. If you suddenly had a Booster Gold pop up here and he was in prison, that's not introducing who Booster Gold is. That's introducing a different version of a Booster Gold as a pure example for that. That's a hypothetical. If you were going to say Superman, well, yes, we've already seen Superman in one film. We've already seen Lex in the film. So if suddenly Lex Luthor popped up in this alternate reality, we'd be like, okay, this is the Lex from the other reality. We just got that from Adrian, which, by the way, was such a fantastic scene. It was so much fun.
I will get to that because I want to direct the comments, but I want to talk about that because Carol could just say I want James Gunn to do the concept of hyper time in the DCU. That could be cool. That could be cool. Jeffrey saying hi to the rest of the commenters in the comments section. Thank you, Jeffrey. He said it may or may not be in Peacemaker season 2. Right. Hi, Jeffrey. Okay. I think Lex was just playing along with Rick's plan because he looked intrigued when he heard about Peacemaker's pocket dimension. Oh yeah, you could tell that got him. That got him interested with that.
Yeah. I've got a theory that this could be also a fast track to getting him through the prison cell systems. It wouldn't surprise me if Lex turned up in lanterns and got another freebie out of jail free card. So by the time you get to, I'm just saying, it feels like he just went from here to here, and I feel like he's going to very quickly crawl his way back. So then by the time we get to Superman 2, Man of Tomorrow, or whatever it's going to be called eventually, it's going to be like, I got my way out of the system, but we're just getting these little glimpses of how he might be getting his way out of the system. It's almost like how.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say it's almost like it's almost like Grogu being jumping away from Luke Skywalker and going back to Mando, but we kind of got that in the side story that was there, but that didn't work so well, did it? Anyway, whatever.
I was just gonna say, I would not be shocked if we leave him in a Kingpin in Daredevil season 3 situation where he is technically locked up, but he's a free man. He has a mansion. He has cooks. His clean. He can do really whatever he wants technically outside of leaving the premises. But he can get other people to just do what he wants. You know what I mean? So I would not be shocked if that's kind of where we're kind of leading to.
Yeah. I noticed earlier in the chat, Anchorman mentioned also that Lex has got a cane. Obviously, the damage is relatively still fresh from Crypto beating the crap out of him at the end of Superman, which was such a brilliant scene. So it's kind of interesting to see that he's still suffering from that, that trauma.
Well, he's got trauma. He's got that trauma for life now because a dog destroyed him.
Kicked his ass.
Yes. Probably broke his ankle.
He says, I guess Crypto took a great beating for him. Yeah. Naruto says that James Gunn needs to stop commenting on social media. Listen, and we talked about it earlier.
I do agree.
There's the time and place to be the hype man and all that, and I get that. Also, if he still wants to do this whole social media thing, can I ask that, okay, you hit the big podcast, cool. What would be really more rad and almost rebel-ish, which is more than any other big studio would ever done before. Send up other live streams, other podcasters that are not too well known, and just hit that ground. For example, if you want to come hang out here with us, James Gunn, just let me know, and
we'll send you a link, James.
I will happily talk to you for even if we only have 1 minute. Just be like, okay, boom, 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 and we're happy here. And again, there's a balance to be had, but I do sometimes appreciate when he likes to be like, no, a lot of what you're hearing is BS, but the industry is big. It's not a bubble, and people talk. So I hope that there's a balance to it. I think.
I do like that he's doing just, regular people's podcasts now, though, as well, because it's not it's not the influencers or it's not BuzzFeed. It's hey, what was it? It was Two Men One Cave or something, which is just a normal podcast. It's not an influence. They're a podcast.
Or Brandon Davis.
Brandon Davis is a great choice. Yeah,
BD got him on.
I do wish that he wouldn't kind of start airing so much as he's airing for little things, because there's a way of suspending your audience in this moment of tease, but there's also you kind of have just alluded to us that we're going to see this specific character turn up a specific time, and or not a specific time, but somewhere in the near future. So we now can hypothesize, and that takes away from that moment. Could you imagine if we didn't have that piece of dialogue saying G.I. Joe robot is going to probably appear in live action? We know exactly where it would be the perfect place to put him. Whether he does or doesn't, it's going to be either a disappointment if they don't put him there, now that we know that could exist, or it's going to be, anyway, it'll be a disappointment if he's not there, kind of thing. So it's one of those things, because we already know about it, kind of thing.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword, exactly. Yeah.
Jeffrey also said that the whole story, not all of it, but half of the story of Batman Brave and the Bold has changed. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a cool insight. So I can imagine some of the studio heads are going, the fuck is this guy showing his cards for so much? But like, I'll give him that. At this nobody else is doing that, but some people might have good reasons for not doing that.
It's a double-edged sword, because I think in one edge it's like, I feel like we know way too much, but also it he does something that I've never seen any other like CEO of a company do, where it's like, he does just kind of feel like a friend, right? Like it does kind of feel like
That's
I know
what's good
James
about
Gunn
it. That's what's so good.
personally, and like that, like what do we like to do with our friends? We like supporting them, and we like going to see what they make, and it's like,
and he does it so well.
Yeah, like I could like get on here and like I can happily like feel, Kevin Feige's doing this and this and it, because I don't know him. I kind of don't like doing that as much with James Gunn, because like I like James Gunn. I've talked about James Gunn so much. I feel like I know the man, and I feel like that's only a positive in his favor. But you are right; it is like too much, bro. Like calm down a little bit.
Anchorman,
leave us a few surprises.
Speaking of surprises, who should play the DCU Batman? Before
Tyler
we start.
Hoechlin.
I feel this can go down a rabbit hole, so I just say choose one name, and we'll leave it to the audience to think what we choose. So, who did you say, Talaria?
I said Tyler Hoechlin.
Okay.
Darren said Dean
Cain.
Cain.
Obviously.
I'm just
Fuck
like
that. Anyways, Brandon, who would you be your Batman?
I'd like to see a newcomer.
Yes,
just a newcomer.
Someone I've never heard of.
Someone who can act, obviously, but someone who is not well known. And
like David. David's a perfect take on
example.
It. Like never heard of him before he got cast. Now he's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. Or like he's he just got cast in like a new movie. It's like, okay, cool. This is making someone's career based on this movie. So good stuff.
I know it's a popular choice. I don't mind the Alan Ritchson choice. I'm very interested to see if that plays out of him in the suit. I know he's expressed interest in the suit and playing Batman. I know there's this guy Brendan, I think Skellner. He's from
Brendan Skellner
from 1923, and there was this other movie about someone getting a call on a date called Drop or something like that. He's good in 1923. I'm a fan of his, so I would also like to see that take. But again, I don't mind the newcomer. Like get someone fresh that we don't know and see if they can handle the role and his own movie.
Mind you, it won't be in his 30s for Batman. It will be in his late 30s, 40s. Right? That's what James has said on social media. He won't be the same age as David Cornsweet, basically. So he's put that on social media.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see.
That makes sense for a grown-up Nightwing and all that too. So.
Oh yeah, making the time and make it like giving a space for the Bat
family. Anyway, that's a totally different story.
That's a different story for a different stream.
Genemex says it's a black. Yes, that is a hell of a line, and I can't believe I was like,
one got out is a crazy line.
Yeah, that's another one.
Down my spine.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Vincent Eccles as DCU Batman. Yep, that'd be a great choice. What were you gonna say there, Brent?
I was going to say, just getting back to the episode specifically. I know we just jumped to the end of it, but the actual idea that there is some sort of facility, whether it's in the United States or whether it's somewhere on the planet, or whether it's off the planet, we don't know. Is going to be interesting to see what that's all about. Obviously, Peacemaker Chris has not been there long enough to kind of understand how this world works, and neither have we. So we're going to get to experience it as the audience through his eyes, I think, for the first time, as to how bad this place could be.
I'm curious about Economos right now, because he is like the one like unaccounted character, right? And like I mean, you know, there's a couple obviously, but like that feels like one of the main ones from the group where I'm like, where is he? What's he doing?
Well, he got stuck to the head just with
but like you know, like what about the other side? Like it's no one famous, right? Because you know his dad didn't recognize him, so it's not like he's some general.
Oh, you mean? Like oh, okay, all right.
So
I wonder what his variant is like.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
So like that's the stuff. I'm like, is he like? I don't know, like it crossed my head, like if there is like a camp or something, like is it gonna be like him running it or something like that? Where it's like, no, not you. You know, like I feel like they're just saving him for a reason, and that scares me.
I didn't even think about that actually, because Adrian. Okay, can we talk about Adrian?
We'll kind of thought.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Comment section. We'll take a break from y'all. We'll come back. I promise.
We'll come back.
But first of all. I love Adrian, but he's a dick to his mother. I didn't expect that angle.
God,
his mother is sweet.
Yeah, he really
this scene was funny as fuck. The whole thing of like, oh, you know, it's okay to be a little slutty, and it's just like, oh my gosh, he's been lying about them being a thing. And when they open the door, and we go to his basement, and it goes full on Pineapple Express, I was just like, holy shit! I was like, what the fuck? And but I'm like, this tracks. Funny. Knowing Adrian's mindset, this could happen, and I could believe this could happen.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Adrian's personal life?
I mean, I will say, I think that it might be the funniest joke of the season when like they're in the thing where it's like, I can't use that, it's blood money. You are so right. You do not want to mess with it. Great joke. That was the most I've laughed all season. I was like, good
Piss
joke.
myself.
It didn't last too long either. It was very quick. It was just one-off joke.
Yep.
Perfect.
It was great.
But I will say, I think by this episode, I'm like, I don't know if I like Adrian's character.
Yeah.
Because what an unlikable douche he is. Like, holy shit, the way that he talks about his friends, the way he treats his mother. I've been kind of on the fence with him all season, being like, he's not really hitting for me. And then this episode, I was like, I'm kind of over it. Especially with the twist. Because I was... I'll save it for a second because I bet you're going to get into it, Ronan. But there is a theory I was really, really, really leaning out hard on.
We both were.
And we were like seconds away from getting it. I was like, okay, it all makes sense. They like even lean into it at the start of it. And then they go the other direction. I was like, God damn it. Yeah. I thought we were doing this thing and now we're not. And I know, again, we don't always get what we want. That's fine. But I was like, that would have been such a cool storyline if they could have done that. Yeah.
Anybody else want to talk about how they felt about that opening? Claudia, Brent?
I mean, Darren hit it on the net.
Yeah.
Darren hit it on the head, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you feel sorry for Adrian's mom, but like, come on, being a dick to her, like I'm just like, dude, that's going a step too far. Yeah. She gave birth to you. Come on, dude. She gave birth.
She seems so sweet. Like I was like, oh.
I think it's the cringiest the show's got for me. Where like I wanted to keep pausing it because like I can't watch this sequence.
Yeah. But kudos to her. She brought it back with this like oh, you're not as nerdy as you are. Oh, like oh, you must be hardcore. But I get it, you're not gonna
I call her hardcore every week. I was like, that's not her name. Like, oh fuck, they're calling me out.
She comes across as hardcore, but she's really hardcore. Hardcore. I just love the fact that Adrian is probably going to be the same in any multiverse you're going to come across him in. Like it's like it literally is. He will be that character no matter what. And they set that premise. And I know we're probably never going to visit another multiverse again, at least in the near future, after they close this gap up. But it's still kind of funny to me. It's like, I see him as being that kind of pretentious, annoying, bit of a douchebag, obviously, to his mother. But, with the subtlest of differences that, he is not a fan of his versions
of Chris.
Chris, and that is also part of the the
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty.
I was like, woo!
I've never heard of the Sons of Liberty before, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure that's from the comics. I know they said that early on in episode 3.
Yeah,
where
was the
again,
terrorist
we were saying like I remember being like, wait a minute, what if Chris killed the good guys and he was saying all the bad guys? And it's just like, what the
And I
fuck?
think
and it's very much like the Suicide Squad where they go through the jungle and it's just like, these folks you just killed, they're on your side. What the hell? And so we open up another doorway to the dimension. The crew gets covered in cocaine because Adrian doesn't know how to flush. They go through the other side. They bump into Chris's brother, which is a mine for everybody. And he immediately makes this BS of like, oh, I'm supposed to meet him at Argus. He's like, okay, I'll give you a lift. And this is, again, the in-universe, they start noticing stuff. And the whole notion of like, man, Halloween is cool, but then they didn't change music like Mick, Paul, George, and Ringo did. It's just like, huh? I was like, again, I'm a huge Beatles fan, but I was just like, no fucking way. They doing this.
No idea the Beatles are this brilliant.
And it was Mike. I don't know if he's still in the conversation, but it was Mike or Sam was like, question, was John Lennon Jewish? And I think I don't know if he was Jewish or his representative was Jewish, but like there was a connection of like, oh yeah, there's history. There's someone, either him or someone in his personal life who had a big involvement of him joining the band was Jewish. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Why he probably in this universe wasn't part of the Beatles for some odd reason. Which then leads us to, again, Adrian is going on his walkabout. I'm like, ooh, what's this universe like? And he sees his house. He knows his dad. And I think it's still such a throwaway line, like, "Ha, Dad's not gay in this dimension." It's like,
God,
it's like, what the hell? The whole thing with the keys, and then here's the thing, and Dan alluded to it. We thought, okay, Adrian might be more closer to the comics, and hell, even the costume might be more closer to the comics than it is here. And to be serious, he pulls the gun on him, and he just goes, "Oh my God, no way!" And they start doing. They literally say, "We Spider-Man memed it."
Yes,
and they're just like, that's the second time.
Spider-Man is canon.
In Holiday Special, it was your Batman, and this one is fucking Spider-Man. Like, what the fuck? It's wild to me. How do you feel about where we're at right now with this episode going forward? And before we go, another member of our 11th Street Kids who was freaking out with me when we were watching it is Mikey himself. How you doing, Jedi Mike?
Hey. How's it going, man?
So before, I want to hear your thoughts, and we did a review on it, but I want to hear your thoughts later on. But how do we all feel about this point now that like Adrian has made it to his other alternative side, and Emilia is now herself noticing something's off in this world. It's freaky that I'm talking to my person who I love but can't admit, brother who left a big mark on his life. And he's telling me all these facts of like, I know who the Beatles are, and that's not how it's supposed to be. How do we feel about this episode thus far? Anybody can go.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll leave it off. It was cool, pretty freaky. And I'm very curious to see how this plays on the next episode. Okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
So
all right.
I'm the same with
Sorry.
you. Sorry, I'm just like I'm in another world right now. I want to hear about I'm in another dimension. I want to hear Mike's thoughts though, because I really want to hear his opinion on episode 6.
Oh, okay, Mike, how did you feel about episode 6?
All right. Well, I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, no pun intended,
to
the end of the episode. But I mean, if you want to get into it, we can get into it. That's what.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. We'll have Mike lead the chart. I'm not gonna say it that way. We'll have Mike start off the discussion towards the end. God damn it. Sorry, Danielle Brooks, if you ever watched this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
By the way, if you see my tag, I'm the one that got away.
But like again, this leads.
Clip that. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we'll shift to this. Did anybody think there was any other big cameo other than who showed up in the meetup? Because eventually, Flag gets a whole like, okay, people are just missing. The crew we were following, they're missing. They're not here. And we're going, fuck. okay, he gets bothered by Tim Yellow's character just going, which that was just like very ridiculous. Like, God damn it, dude, give him a minute to his own. He calls in Belle Reeve like, yo, I need to talk to a prisoner. Did we think it was gonna be anybody else other than Lex, or was it always Lex, the number one draft?
Makes sense.
I completely forgot Lex was at Belle Reeve, to be honest. I completely forgot. So it was like,
yeah.
It just made sense to me. Like, all right, Lex went to Belle Reeve. We're going to Belle Reeve. Who else kind of has history with like the multiverse or like other dimensions? Lex. Who else does Rick Flag know? Like, who is one of the only other characters in Superman he interacted with? Lex Luthor. It just all kind of like connected to me and made sense. And like going into these final three, it's like, okay, I kind of know Lex Luthor's going to be in this. Is there anyone else except Lex Luthor? Is kind of my frame of mind kind of going into these last couple. But it was very cool to see him. It was a nice little kind of cameo that clearly is setting up stuff to come. It's clearly going to be this bridging from this to Man of Tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
And going full rated R, like there's PG-13 Lex that we're used to. And he's talking about like, oh, the cellmates. I have to like sleep with, and fucking like, who gives a shit about Vigilante? He's not a meta.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he hears the whole dimension, he's like, huh? Please tell me more.
Yeah. I never thought I'd hear Lex Luthor say the word twink.
Yeah, that was. I was like, oh. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, dick. Yeah. What did you think, Taladia? Was it always Lex number one draft, or were you thinking so? Because I was freaking out initially. I was like, okay, I was assuming by then because we had seen that clip out of him. I'm going to Belle Reeve. Got to talk to a prisoner a few weeks ago. I was like, is this one of the commandos? Is one of the creature commandos? Because they're in Belle Reeve. They have their own setup at the end of it.
Bloodsport would have been cool too. Yeah.
But this makes sense. This meant, and it is very comical. Like I think I told Mike and somebody else, like, there's a moment in the comics that Swamp Thing takes over Gotham, and some people are rushing to find a solution, and they hit up Lex Luthor. They're like, how do we defeat this creature? And he's like, gentlemen, if you pay me $1 million, I'll give you 5 minutes of my time. And they pay him they agreed. And he tells them how to defeat Swamp Thing. And then at the end of the 5 minutes, he's like, time's up. You owe me $1 million. Yeah. And I was like, he's that dude. He's like, I have some of the answers, but it's gonna cost you. I'm not gonna much like Joker. If you're good at something, never do for free. So he's a bargaining man. He's a swindler and dindler and just like.
But I was also gonna go to say something else as well. Lex is that, but it also shows character to Rick Flag Senior, the fact that he doesn't give a damn. He's going to give him a pardon. No normal person should be giving Lex Luthor such a simple pardon to get him into a lower, facility kind of thing. All he wants is, like Rick Flag's focus is Peacemaker only, really. At the end of the day, so I want Peacemaker. I want him, back in here. I want him in prison or whatever he wants to do with him, but. It does show how the system can fail with somebody in charge like Rick Flag Sr., who doesn't necessarily give a shit about his position of the job, that he's willing to hand out this, hand-me-down without any communication with with anybody else, the government or anybody. So I like that as well when you consider that.
Yeah.
This is the second time now in the DCU where his feelings for other people have gotten in the way in what needs to be done. It's happened now here with Peacemaker. It also happened in Creatures with the princess, right? His feelings for her got in front of what needed to be done, and the logical direction that he should have gone in. And it is interesting having a character that is seemingly going to be such a big part of this new DC universe. Flawed. Such a flawed character, not even really a likable character. Again, I like him, but he's not like a good guy really at this point.
Yeah, he got his darkness.
Fascinating.
But I find that kind of character interesting at the same time to watch. I am curious to see where this development may go, whether we're gonna appreciate it or just watch him continue to make mistakes along the way that gets him in trouble down the track.
I think this all leads up in seeing the perspective of where Chris is at in this world, because last we saw him was taking the photo with the kids at the knockoff Cracker Barrel, whatever the restaurant is, and he's sleeping with this Earth's Emilia, She says, "Oh, I'll meet you up at Argus. I gotta go take care of something." Which I'm like, "Oh, what's that, man?" And we see how Amelia makes her way to Argus, covered in cocaine, and she's been held up. And that's when she and Chris meet eye to eye, and it's like, "Oh fuck, what are you doing here?" And we'll talk about more about the hype that James had for this episode, but I'll say this: the hype for this scene was not oversold. I fucking adore this scene that we're about to show.
Oh, it was a great
I'll
scene.
show a few frames.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It is human. It is not plot. It is just character stuff. It's just about being in a room together and be like, listen, we have to deal with something, regardless if one of us wants to or not, regardless if we can't formulate the words we want to or access the feeling we do have. Something it's been bubbling up. It's like the string's been pulled all the way. It needs to snap at a point. And I just want to give a shout out to Jennifer Holland, who I think has been the MVP of this season. And you know, also to give him his flowers. Where John's gone as an actor, I'm so happy for him. And the fact that he was going like you could tell how much, and someone said pure love he has for Amelia. And how heartbreaking was to see him that like she does care for me, but she just can't say it. And it's not because she doesn't want to say it. Just she here it's not set up that way. But her not saying it and her getting emotional is saying everything he wants to hear. And you know, to me, the killer line, and it was right before this look. It's like I'm a fucking nightmare. That was just oh, and the fact that he brings up Rick Jr. It's like, why didn't you tell me? She's like, yeah, I didn't tell you. And her being like, but listen, I made it clear. I didn't like you in the beginning. I made that fucking clear. But people change. I changed. And I just adore them. I don't know how you guys feel about the scene. I gave it a round of applause. It was so beautiful.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, I was going to say, I agree with you when it comes down to, but this shows John Cena as an actor that he can act, right? Literally can act. And Amelia Harcourt, give her flowers because she was definitely giving John Cena the back and forth of like, you know, I need you, right? I don't love you romantically, but I need you. You're one of the guys, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I need you. I love you as a brother, not like a romantic thing. But you know, I have a question though. Because he slept with the other hardcore, what if the other hardcore is pregnant?
Ooh,
that is some novella shit right there. That is some soap opera shit right there. That is just like
that would be and like I love that line from her where it's like okay, what if I do love you? What, you're going to like stay if I don't, but come if you do? You know, like that stuff is like so real too. Like you can't blackmail someone into loving you as well. Like that puts her in such a horrible
corner
placement, right? Because if she goes home without him, it's like there's that doubt. Like I could have brought him back. I could have got him home. Yeah. That's not fair on her. She shouldn't be put in that placement. That's not on her. And then okay, what if they do get together after this? What, can they never break up? Because if they break up, are you just trying to go back to being with her? You know
who they were.
And like there's always going to be the doubt of like, do you want her more? Like, is she the better version of me? Like, is she what you actually want in a relationship? Like, that is stuff that would fuck with my mind.
Yeah, let's get
I
to
don't
the
know
real.
if I...
Sorry.
Go ahead. I was done. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's get to the real issue here. Is Harcourt going to fight Harcourt in this series? Because I want to see that so badly. Watch them both go at each other, attacking, kicking ass.
And I really think she, like, they're displaying her as like, oh, she's the cutesy and she's not as violent, and I think that's all on cover. I've said that all season. I think she's the villain. I think she is this season's main villain, and it's disguised under this like, oh, me? No, I'm nice and cute, and you know, I'm the girl's girl, and like, you know, she has everyone kind of wrapped around her. There's that scene from Keith where it's like, you really know nothing about whatever, and I think that's all the thing of like, oh, women have to be, you know, lower than that, like than the man, and I think that's all a cover, and with her being like, I know how to play the system. I know how to wrap everyone around my finger until it's too late, kind of thing.
Yeah. A trap. Yeah. Listen, and again, this is the first time in the scene we're getting hints throughout this episode. Something's off, and it was this big moment of like revelation of like, what? Fuck that guy. I'm not friends with him, and be like, he's my eternal arch nemesis. He's the reason why I joined the Sons of Liberty. Yeah. I don't know if I should share the frame where he pulls the flag, but eventually, you know, they leave the office, and at the same time, Leota goes outside, goes around, you know, the Andy Griffin show, and they're just walking. And I'm cruel. I started going boom, 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 boom. Exactly, Mike. And I was just like, it's like Get Out. I'm pretty sure he's a fan of Get Out and Us. I'm like, all right, he's like, ooh, I can do this, and it could be like my own Twilight Zone episode. And we start seeing that like something really is off with this world. I won't show the frame, but I encourage people to realize though by the time Chris pulls a flag that's been covered and rolled up, it shows the swastika sign, and the Nazis have won in this dimension. And you go back and you see, this is almost terrifying to fully show, but like as soon as you hear Chris's brother going, "One got away, it's a black," and you see the community chase her down, and the last shot we get is Leota just being chased down like this. It is like. And then again, cruel. Cut to credits and like, fuck, I have to wait a week to see what the fuck goes down. Like,
You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? Cleveland Brown from from Family Guy getting chased with the pitchfork.
Cleveland Brown. Bleak, fucked up, and like, damn. Okay, we're going here. And it's not the first time Jane has dealt with the Nazis before. Like he's even like not even like OG ones, like new ones, modern ones. He's dealt with it before, so this shouldn't be a shock to people.
That iconic GIF of Peacemaker running away from the KKK in season.
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Mikey, how you holding up? Like shit went cray. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had an immediate reaction first, and then I took a step back and I watched this again, and I watched it with my wife, and I saw her reaction, right? And I had 3 different reactions each time. And I actually want to shout out to Vanessa for this, because we had a very strong conversation after the reaction to it. That although on face value that one we called it, I won't call it original because it's been done before in the CW and everything like that.
Yeah.
There is some inconsistencies that if this was a Nazi world, that for one, the fact that both Vigilante made a joke about doing the Spider-Man meme, one means that for one that the Marvel universe exists in the DC universe in publication canon, whatever, and even in both the Prime universe and in the Nazi universe, which in the Nazi universe, it makes no sense because it was created and written by a Jewish comic writer. So that wouldn't make any sense. Also, the whole Nazi rhetoric of the Aryan type of presentation of white people. One, you wouldn't have a lot of brunette whites. You have blonde, blue-eyed, whatever, which in this case, that version of Amelia would be perfect, which is why the brother, Keith, and the dad was like, man, you go and clean this stuff up for us. Because like you're the quote-unquote textbook, just like how Stormfront was looking at Homelander, and The Boys season 2. But the actual moment of him getting out of his car, it's not even the fact that he got out of his car. Like, he got out of his car, he has a super suit. And like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna chase your ass. I got the suit in the trunk. I'm not even gonna get it. I'm gonna make sure everybody go get chasing you down. I know that Danielle. I saw the podcast, the after show, that James recorded, and they're saying that we with this scene, want to play in terms of sensitivity with Danielle. But that brings to one of my biggest gripes this season. I've been hating the writing on Ada Bio this entire season of season 2, because what she's been put in this position now, similar to Tim Meadows, is just basically being the token black character. But in this case, you're the token black best friend who also and just uses the butt of a joke of a memeable moments, and also even prior to like, oh, I'm gonna make a security service, and this it's come across as an escort service. Then you have, not even diving into a relationship with her wife, and marital problems, and she just being so oblivious and naive, like, hey, are we cool, right? Like, we're separated. Why are you here? Two, the fact that you're the best friend to Peacemaker, and you're confiding to Danielle, say, hey, I'm here for you. You need to be here, and then only to be that the perfect Earth that you're going to, that you going to, it'll be a place where I will never even exist, or you didn't even notice.
Yeah, you didn't notice. Yeah,
and that's my thing. Like, my gripes for this moment. If next week episode is not Ada Bio's episode, then I'm gonna feel some type of way, because she needs to be like, there needs to be a conversation, and not no glossing over like, oh, it's a joke, whatever. No, hey, I was one of the first people you shared this with, and then you didn't even notice. And Amelia and Harcourt immediately clocked it, because she worked with a lot of people of color. Waller, like all of them. It's like, and so I just felt like, if I was in Ada Bio's shoes, it was like, man, fuck you, man. Like, it's like you go to a place and romanticize it in a place where I would even exist. You didn't even notice, right? But then also the ramifications of, and I'm not saying that we can have a strong stance against, racism and, policies and stuff like that, and messaging in shows and film. However, there's a way that you actually do more harm than good, because now, if you have seen the internet in the last 2 days, especially on Twitter, this has now became a memeable moment. Even people calling it a perfect world and saying, oh, she's the one that got away, and she's, or making memes of all posters, making a white Mr. Terrific with white face and his hair, making, changing Danielle Brooks' skin color and making it white. Oh, that's the version of Leota in
this dimension,
whatever. Leota, it's Lily or something. Like,
oof.
Like it's and I saw my wife's reaction, and she like, man, this made me want to cry almost. I was like, oh, really? Like why? Because like, I don't know, it does something to you. Like, I know she probably signed up for this and didn't even know, like, hey, I'm cool. But the ramifications of people watching this, like, you basically just made her as cannon fodder for this. Like, and this is not just me. It's like, I've done this before, where it's like, okay, you're part of a majority white group. So, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it, not knowing like what the actual ramifications are. Like, I know I'm okay. What does it actually do to other people of color when they're watching me do action just because I'm just going along and get along as a black character in a film or show, right? We've seen this so many times in amongst many different IPs and everything. And with this particular season, I'm like, listen, there's a whole absence of Ada Bio and what I love about her and everything. And even a small glimpses of it in conversations. And then it just gets nowhere. Then you have this meaningful moment of her running. And I think it's like, I'm seeing online and everything. I'm sure they probably would have known that, but I think it comes across a little bit as reckless. Like, you could have made this, if not Nazi Earth, made like if the Klan or something consumed the entire, United States or something, whatever that might be, right? Because again, if it was Nazi Earth, it's like there'd be some things like the Beatles wouldn't exist. That music would not exist, regardless where you have John Lennon, who's Jewish, and have replaced with Mick Jagger. It wouldn't matter, because it's music that we're rebelling against modern, society and everything. It's like, so that wouldn't exist. So I think he just really didn't think that clearly, all the way through with that. But also, I don't think that nobody's checking him as a writer. I think he's doing too much. And it's not that I don't think that some of the stuff here is bad. It's just like, okay, I will dial it back a little bit. But I don't think nobody told him, oh, yeah, bro, go ahead and do it, man. Do it,
right.
And who's going to tell the boss no, right? So it's like, I think there's a line that's coming where it's like, listen, if nobody, like, who's reading your scripts, James? I know you're reading everybody else's scripts, but it's like, and again, I'm not coming across saying this is horrible, dog shit, whatever. I'm saying like, hey, there's a level of dialing it back a little bit that's like, hey, you're getting too much into this concept or idea. I think it needs you like, okay, this is getting too extreme. Yes, you're the mind of James Gunn. You did Guardians and other stuff. Like you are the person where there is no line that's crossed. Its possibilities are endless, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but there's a such thing as balance that I feel like what I mentioned in the first 5 episodes we were watching, how it wasn't in balance because this what was great about this episode. This is the first time we have the team together. And I'm like, why am I missing this? It's like they're together after 5 episodes. Yeah. And then to get to this point where we're getting the thick of it, and I know episode 7, we're going to get the origin of Earth X to see what everything explained. Like, because Keith said one got out. So where is everybody?
Judo Master.
Right. And also, too, you have from Argus, you have a Latina, an Asian, and a black man coming in. And I'm just like, I think we're just going to get Peacemaker and not realize, okay, first of all, he's lying. G.I. Robot's coming in episode 8. And if he does it, I think it's a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake.
Missed opportunity.
Mouth shut because that question was asked in the after show episode 6. And he said, oh, yeah, there could be will be a Creature Commandos crossover. It kind of is, but more probability. Like, but yeah.
I am a little worried, tying a little bit to what you're saying. Like, I am a little worried about Peacemakers just as a show's ability to take this concept and make it more, because this is a very dark source thing to adapt. Like, this is a very dark source material. Yeah. And as much as I like the ending, it does still come across as a bit like goofy and silly. It's like, oh, look, she's running from the bad guy, And it's like this is
for a lot of us. And I saw the look on my wife's face. I'm like, and Vanessa too.
Yeah.
Like when we're reviewing it, it's like it's really strong, right? Especially a black woman running from that. It just I understand concept. Again, we've seen Get Out, we've seen all that, I understand, but just like I think there was a better way we could have executed that. Because I think it was more of a shock value than anything else. I'm reacting to it, like laughing at him, like he literally got out of his car and honked the horn. It's a black, never would expect it.
Even you showing it that like he had his suit, or particularly had his suit, and didn't chose to like just like get her and that's it. Like no, there's probably like a lust for the thrill of the hunt.
Yes, exactly.
Which is just like fucking Christ, and like. Yeah. And again, that goes to show, like, hopefully, I'm hoping the last episodes are longer because to deal with that,
I hope they're an hour long each.
You need time. There's no, I get it. George Lucas says, faster, more intense, but no. This you have to deal it away, and it doesn't mean you have to take your slow time with it, but just like don't rush it. Address it.
Address it from her,
but don't it's perspective exactly.
With this conversation, I feel like we're going to just get this dark reality that they're just going to cut to the next scene. She'll be in the prison at the beginning of the next episode, which will lose a massive amount of the value you've just been talking about there, Mike.
Right.
And I understand that too, where you're coming from. They need to address it. I feel like they need to address it on the street at that moment. I'm hoping they do, and give us something,
Right, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything.
No.
That's all valid. Yeah.
It's just something I was just noticing with a lot of people, and especially what I was seeing online. And I'm like, okay, listen, I want to be the biggest cheerleader for this show, and there's a lot of aspects of this season that I am. Like, I'm like, but it's just like you let that mess breathe, and it does not mean spending a lot of time on it. Like James is a great writer, and when he's at his best. It's peak, man. And I'm just thinking that it's for your own good. Like, hey, you need somebody to dial it back for you. And I think again, nobody's gonna. And his corner is like, don't do that, James. Like, I'm hoping. I honestly do not believe anyone's telling him that. Watching this show.
I definitely, and again, there's 2 left, so I can take this back in coming weeks. But like, I do think it's a missed opportunity not spending a little bit more time in this world before that reveal happens, because it does feel like it's happening very fast. And again, like I'm afraid they're not going to take it as seriously as I want them to.
Right.
There is this, I don't want to say fantastic because it's a very dark scene, but in the Earth X crossover, you feel the effects of that world. It is a hellscape to live in. There's that scene, not to spoil it for anyone who may want to watch it someday. But there's a scene when like all our main heroes are taken to camps and they are lined up on death row and they're about to die. They're about to be murdered on the spot. You feel that. Like you feel the tension.
Right.
You feel like this is the worst timeline. And like you said, Mike, and I honestly I didn't really even think about it until you just said it. We haven't felt that yet.
Yeah.
Outside of that final moments, it is the perfect world, like Chris has said. And I know that's the whole point so far, is he doesn't know. But these final 2 episodes, they really, really, really have to show off why this world sucks and why everyone in this world shop. You have to take off those glasses and be like, okay, now I understand, now I see. And it's going to be kind of hard to walk that back after everything they've done to show how perfect and amazing it is.
And there's a difference from season 1 KKK and this with Nazis.
Yeah.
Because that's American, like far right conservative and personal because that's his father. And then with this, it's like, okay, we're going far extreme. And I'm not trying to say come across a little bit cartoonish a little bit, but because like, wait, okay, this is a Nazi thing. Like they'll get, his dad too, because he's American. So it's like, it's not like, there's other layers to this I felt that have been explored. Like I understand there's some similar themes in here, whatever for a conservative and like for a racist, whatever, but it's like it just come across as I think not authentic to a point of all right. Season 1, he's fighting the KKK. Here, he's fighting the Nazis. So what is the whole point of Peacemaker? The fact that he's fighting his own white privilege. That's the message that we're getting for the first 2 seasons. And I'm like, and I'm not saying that not a theme that you could explore, but I'm just like, I think you have more to explore beyond that.
Yeah.
Than just he's racism. Like,
I think it's all about perspective. I think it can't just be self-guilt, but like having the perspective, like maybe it's not just about you. Maybe this might seem like for you in that point of view, it might be like a cool place because you're getting everything you ever wanted, but. And I think to me that Leota speaks to them about like the grass it's not greener than the grass where it's at, and like the whole thing with the earnest, like you lost your brother in your dimension, but you found us. You earned our respect, our love, and we care for you. And like don't throw that away for something that you just found like, oh, this is what I've been missing my whole life. No, you found a new way to move forward, and. Yeah, again, much like this talk, it's just all about perspective, having that perspective both in the meta sense, production, and also in the story wise. And again, for anybody who has issues with like them bringing this element to it, sure, it might be triggering, sure, it might hit too close to home, but to be quite frank, it's in the DNA. Go look at Peacemaker's background in the comics. It is in the earliest of his issues. It's part of his DNA. And so this is not too out of the realm possibility. Now, how you go about exploring the DNA, that also counts for that as well, I think.
You can only hope that James is writing this in this way that he might have created growth for Peacemaker down the road.
Yeah, I would.
But we don't know. We hopefully
exactly.
Hopefully it won't be just a cheap laugh. I get.
We're
that.
just the viewers. Yeah. We're not. We have no. And I even he's using it. We don't have no influence over the productions. We can voice our thoughts in as constructive way possible. Now, whether it gets to them and they hear us and be like, okay, there's valid points here, or okay, cool. Like again, I think James. I think he probably said that like the whole notion of like creating. I forgot the number of pages for these scripts, but between Commandos, Peacemaker Season 2, and Superman, I think he realized, okay, I almost burnt out myself. Maybe I shouldn't do that again right after and be like, okay, once in a while I can do a project. Once in a while do a project, but also don't be hovering over everybody's shoulders every time they're making their movie show. Like that's the balance you got to do with being ahead of a studio now. And I hope there's plenty of space and time to evolve. Same thing when you tackle these type of themes and stories. There's plenty of space and time to evolve. And hopefully, I hoped that he got perspective and opinions from people who this subject matter might be closer to home to. I can imagine that like down the line with Sasha Bordeaux, especially with Sol Rodriguez, that like okay, let's not hit the tropes with Latina women, people and women who speak Spanish down the road where she's at. and where she can go as a character. I again, from my perspective as a Latino, I hope that I don't see those puddles be like, oh, don't go there. That's been done to death for the past 50, 70, 80, 100 years of storytelling and, and motion pictures and television. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Mike.
I will say, Sam, see, we all look alike. I will say this, though. Lex Luthor, that part, I thought was the best part of the episode because it wasn't just a cameo, it was a story point that built the universe in. Because in my head, when after that scene was over, I'm like, President Luthor is coming. And not as a parody to make it like the boys do, just kind of similarly like mimics, wherever you go in the world. Like, no, I saw President Luthor when I was a kid in Justice League Unlimited. Like that arc, that whole Cadmus arc and everything was perfect. Yeah. And even though it stand the test of time, because some of those themes apply to what's going on right now, but it's like it was ahead of its time. And I'm like, to do that now, it's like, oh, here's going like being political. Like, no. That makes sense, and that's in comics. He was a convicted felon, and he is making deals because he is in the top 3 smartest people in the DC universe. So, that makes sense that over time that you are establishing a relationship that people have to make a bad choice. Even when the Superman had to make a deal with Luthor to go against the Justice Lords. That's like that whole thing. He got out. It's like, hey, what's next for you, Luthor? I don't know, politics.
Yeah.
And I see his campaign already. He's gonna get up there.
Lock him up.
He's gonna be like, I helped Rick Flag take down Peacemaker. I helped Superman take down this alien threat, and I will help the American people move forward. It writes itself. We'll
be safe again. Yeah.
And people are gonna be Team Luthor because, these the millionaire. I got all his phones and stuff. Yeah, man, I got his Bitcoin, bro.
Bitcoin.
And I really do like the idea of writing it in a way where it's not like he is 100% bad and everything he's doing is bad. I like the idea of maybe writing it a little Civil War style, where maybe there's a hint of
he's got a point.
Kind of right. Yeah, I was like, maybe obviously he's a bad guy, but maybe he kind of got a point about what's going on. That could be really cool if written well. And maybe you even enter the movie being if it's Superman 3 or something or 4 or whatever, being should he be president? Maybe he, I think that would be an interesting turncoat if they do that.
Or going out, depending on what happens in Lanterns or happens in Face and other stuff like that. Again, would you have seen Batman be? He's not against vigilantism because he said he and I love the fact that he said, "Hey, that's not my camp. I don't give a damn.
I don't give a fuck."
I was like, that is smart. That was
I like that. Here. It's just Superman.
Superman, no.
Let's check back with some of the comments. Plenty of comments. So thank you so much for anybody who's been posting comments. Master Jeffrey says that I'd cry if GI came in these next 2 episodes. I would too. I don't know if you noticed, but if we see or hear this dude down the road, that is some sweet spot as a DC fan.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
You sure would.
And besides the GI comment, I think he said that Tyler Hoechlin for Batman, LOL Mike, poor Wonder Woman. Anchorman says that I was thinking Armie Hammer should be banned, but he got a thing for cows, so never mind. Yep, he's. Anyways, Cameron Walker says, I wonder if James Gunn is going to use racial slurs in the last 2 of Peacemaker. Here's the scary part. It's HBO, so anything can happen. And it's I don't know how. And it's
they've been doing it at Watchmen, the Watchmen series, and it's but if you didn't do it for season 1 with the literal clan, I really would not see him. I honestly would not see him do that for the season 2. I really wouldn't. I think that's a stretch. If he does do that, I think that's going to be crossing the line, even though people, you're an announcer. But no, if he didn't do it with his dad,
why now?
I don't need it. I saw a post on Twitter where someone's like, the only bad thing about this episode is no one said the N-word. It's that's that's the bad thing. That like you want to see that?
Bruh.
I think we're okay. I don't.
That's enough. Just seeing again, just the chase was just like, oh fuck, Christ! Like somebody help her, please. Busy says that he's kind of good right now. That I don't think I should join. LOL. He's always busy. LOL. They need to show flashbacks for this Earth. Yeah, again, balancing it up like timing and where we're gonna go with that.
But like, how dark are you gonna go with that, right? Because that could be very hard to watch.
Yeah, I do feel like we do need a little bit of history, even if it's just verbal history, just something.
Sure. Yeah.
Just to see how this world may have developed, specifically for those who may not know what Earth X is really about. And,
cold open or something like.
Yeah.
Again, like we need only Arrowverse people know this, but like we need our like HR whales to be like, this is what Earth X is, and here is how it works, and this is why we need to fight them, kind of thing.
Or the Vigilante or 2. Vigilante 2 explain. So like
I could see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Anchorman says that off topic, but happy birthday to Jenna Ortega. Happy birthday to my paisana. I didn't know it was her birthday. Tony Robbins says that I think Lex will take Peacemaker's pocket dimension to bring back Ultraman or maybe other villains. Listen, he again, and I hope. Yes, that's in his mindset, but I hope that Rick Flag does have a backup plan, because I hope he's not stupid enough to like just make a deal and be like, that's it. Like, no. Get yourself some insurance, because Lex will be messing with this stuff again. If he did it once, you don't think he'd try to do it again? Like it's in his ego.
Yeah.
But also,
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we think there's an Earth X Lex?
Yes.
Because, like, I bet he's there somewhere, but, like, does he have a role in this?
He's the leader of the Sons of Liberty.
That would be insane.
That'd be wild.
Every time there's an alternate Earth, it was always a allied Lex. But I
actually kind of like that.
Listen, you only get to do Earth 3 once.
Yeah.
Right?
Save it.
You only get to do the Prime Syndicate once. And I don't think that's going to be the Man Tomorrow thing, but
I also don't think it's the main. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think that's the main plot of this story to worry about what Lex is doing.
Yeah.
Who, what other characters outside of the current. Yeah.
Save that for like a Justice League or a Superman 3 or 4 or something way down the line.
Right. Yeah. And I don't want like the pocket dimension to that question. I honestly think that pocket dimension is responding to Bizarro World. Like, that's the only thing, because the opposites, there's squares, there are a bunch of stuff like that. I think that's what's going to evolve too. But with the alternate Lex, I think, like, no, we only can have one Lex, which is the Prime, because that's going to be a distraction if you have Lex. And if you have David as an alternate Superman. I think that's too much to put in this show. If you're not watching Superman, if you only watch Superman, but you're not watching Peacemaker, whatever, and it's like, okay, I jumped from good old Wonder Bread American to Nazi Superman, and then but the whole point of that movie was to get away from aggressive Superman. So it's
But like again, like I like it sometimes if it is shadowing why Superman is so great, right? Like if you could do it in a way where it's like, oh, this is why Superman is such a great hero, because he's nothing like this. Like that's not what it is. But again, like you could always do, like I pitched like earlier on in the season, do like Flashpoint Superman, where like he's been like in a basement, locked up for years, doesn't have his powers, super skinny. Like that could also be kind of cool, just to show the like what we're dealing with here. Yeah.
But have you seen the promo for next week's episode? There's a mystery character that Lex knows, whatever. There's a big, name, whatever. We don't know who it is. But I look at that, and I'm like, I don't know who that person is and what it sounds like.
It's a red cape. It's a red cape. I thought it sounded like freaking Superman.
David?
What's his name?
The red capes are coming.
Even though James has said, "Oh, he's not going to be in here," it's like I don't know. We'll see.
So my theory is that it's the glasses guy who was like his dude from Superman, and like who is from the comics, and like has that mustache and whatnot. Like I thought it looked like that dude. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I know Stephen Blackheart. He's a nice guy.
But I'm like, they would have. I think they would have showed him that. Then
exactly.
Recognizable, person, whatever. I just don't know who, because like the way they came across, his voice was a lot deeper than that, and I don't see them locking up Lex. I don't see them locking up Otis and everybody that who worked there. Like, hey, we just follow his orders. We didn't kill nobody. He did. Yeah.
I think it has to be a new character. Like, I think it has to be a big enough character where we're like, holy shit, but someone we haven't met yet.
For a nanosecond, I thought it was going to be Bloodsport, but I'm like, because I've been hearing all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't think he. Like, why would he be locked up again? Like after
it doesn't fit the story. Like,
but it says the character
could it be
that detects interdimensional openings, like rifts. So like
Creature Commandos. Who could do that in Creature Commandos?
Is there anyone? Is he dead?
He's already he'd be dead by now. Yeah.
Make him alive or something. I don't know.
Because he was kind of like alternate dimensiony too, right? Like he pulled his things from like an alternate thing, so that could be cool. I don't know.
It could be cool. Yeah.
Because they need one big change to prove that Suicide Squad isn't canon. Because they keep saying it's not canon, but everything's been canon so far.
He said parts of it are canon.
Parts of it are canon. Yeah. Maltese and all that.
Yeah.
You know why they did that? Because of the like Bloodsport ICU thing. Because
because of him, the kryptonite bullet.
Because he lost, and like the movie was the first time that he ever lost, so they had
they can't use that.
That can't work. Yeah.
But by the way, Ronan, did you line up these muscles to be exactly where they need to be on my body?
Yes.
It just occurred to me. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, wait a minute.
And Tiny Peacemaker is like, whoa.
Exactly. Anchorman does say that maybe DK should be DC.
Oh man.
I think that's typecasting. I think that's too much typecasting.
Don't play him.
Jenna Mike with the running emojis. LOL Mike, he's lying.
James is lying that GI robot is showing up. Like where? Like it's in recent. Like no, it's this episode.
Yeah, where else can it be?
Episode 8.
On the riddle agreeing with me with like the whole like that's not gay here. That joke, that line is just like what the fuck. All right, cool. We didn't know that, but
I do like the like. I don't like it obviously, but like I do think it's interesting implication of that where it's like, oh, he's just not gay here. It's like. Probably is gay.
Probably is, but like you don't know.
Right.
He's a hidden gay man. Yeah. It's like, oh man.
What is? Hold on. Am I afraid of seeing breaks? Oh, never mind. Okay, I know what that reference is to. I was like, what the hell? That's an in joke. Jeffrey says that okay. I have a theory that what if there are heroes being held captive in the camps? Is there a hero you guys would like to see in Earth X? So. As his family said, Bloodhaven. I'm assuming that's where everybody's locked up.
Yeah.
In terms of heroes, I really would like to see old school Sandman because he was from that 40s era where it was very much against authoritarianism and all that stuff. I know of our friend Jake here, he would say Wildcat in a heartbeat.
In the cat.
I don't.
Gotta imagine Blue Beetle because. Blue Beetle probably is in there.
We want like the first appearance of these characters to be in cages, though. Like
that's where I was going with it. It's like, do we want to see?
I'm going to mention this, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen Judo Master this episode, right?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's right. Yeah.
He got captured.
Maybe the Justice Gang. Maybe.
Yeah.
I get the feeling Judo Master might be the surprise hero in getting them at least getting them out of that. Even though he doesn't want, he's not there for that, but I feel like hopefully he might become that surprise hero. I like to think so.
But it gotta be listen, I saw the season like promos and stuff, and I'm like from earlier in the season, and I'm like, again, there's one shot where Hardcore and Chris are looking up to the sky, and I'm like, okay, in my head, I'm like, all right, is that GI robot up in the sky just doing whatever? Because a lot of like you see Blue Dragon shooting people, but I'm like, I don't see Argus people putting up a fight aside from
Senior and Bordeaux.
So I don't know.
I think we all kind of had the. Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead. It wasn't.
I was going to say. I think we all have the same feeling that somehow there's going to be a bust into this world to break our people out is what
Yeah.
I'm going to assume is going to go along that way.
Yeah.
I
really
want all
hope
heroes of color to come through and just like, hey, assemble. Blue Beetle, Miss Terrific, Vixen, John Stewart, Green Lantern, Static, make his first appearance killing Nazis. Perfect, right?
Sadly, they don't have the rights still to Static to do, which really sucks. Because I would love to see Static.
Yeah.
But the other heroes, that would be a swing. That would be a testament of saying, for those who forget, this is part of the universe. Keep up. Again, you don't have to see the movie. You don't have to see the other stuff. But like, if you have seen it, this is an enhanced experience.
Yeah.
Like, you can be J Robot and Mr. Terrific in the same frame, like kicking your ass. Oof.
I can see Mr. Terrific.
Money. Jeffrey says that there better be a cameo from Earth X. I know we are getting his right hand next week. I want Rick Flag to get fired. LOL. And again, Junior. What happens to Junior in this universe? Is he part of this, or is he trying to rebel?
I could see him going over.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, didn't we think that he might have been one of the members of the
Sons of Liberty?
Agent,
That's why he hates him so much, not because he took hardcore whatever.
Envy,
Amelia. Because if she's just a racist, whatever, he just hated on Chris. Like, man, you really are the the poster child of this whole regime and everything. So that's why I hate you. Like,
So this is wild, Jeffrey. What if she's the granddaughter of Hitler? That would be
that would mean she would have to be in this also version as well because the genetics are the same. So
I
mean,
that would be fucked up, man. That would be fucked. Jeffrey said that anyone else noticed that Chris' face was melting when he was looking in the mirror. Yeah, that shot stayed on him when he was shaving. So I'm interested to see like why did it stay there for that long? I have to go back and rewatch that. Tyler Calvert. Hey, Tyler. How you doing, man? Any other universe besides that one, Mick Jagger joining the Beatles would be the worst change. I love the Stones, but they're not the Beatles. I'm just going to say that. What if that's what it is? Could be the Klan just getting the symbol of Nazi. It's a lot of these organizations, these cults, they evolve to this stuff and they just spread. Like you can make the connection of the offshoot from them to the Klan in modern age. Sadly, so I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, in my opinion. It's just me. Let's see. What else? Run and change. Remind me if they're be chased by zombies. What? I don't get that comment. Hunter Agee.
Remind me. Oh, like maybe they reminded them of zombies. Like
Night of the Living Dead or like Walking Dead.
Yeah. Maybe.
Again, it feels very like some of those 60s, 50s stories of like.
Yeah.
Which sadly that's the way it was painted. But yeah, it's I think Tyler says I hope Earthlex has luscious long hair. If they gave him a wig, damn.
No, we are done with legs. My hair. We're done with that era.
He said, I'm assuming he's alluding to James Gunn. He said Blue Beetle might show up. They keep teasing it.
Yeah,
they keep teasing a lot. He said that he's got a lot of stuff planned for Mr. Terrific. Yeah.
Why would you tease that? Like now, I kind of hope he's not in it because like when he does show up, I like that would be such a good surprise if we knew nothing. We knew nothing.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
So same with G.I. Robot. If he hadn't said that one comment, if he just kept his mouth shut, then we wouldn't be anticipating. And you're going to be disappointed one way or the other. You'll be disappointed A, because it's coming, or B, disappointed because it didn't come. It's like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anchorman says that how is this part of DCU is my question. Well, because again, the DCU is building up this built-in universe, but it's not the multiverse is not exclusive to just being in its own thing. It's part of it. It's one of the Earths. One that I remember when I first heard the concept of multiverse in comics was that in one Earth, Batman and Catwoman got together, and their daughter was the Huntress. Like that's an alternate dimension of the alternate universe. So this being part of the DCU is just it's a connected tissue to it, and much like the Elseworlds, it's part of the DCU, but it's its own thing. Where like over there's no rules. You can go as wild and as different as you want from the characters. Now, if you go far and different, it's up to you to keep it interesting. even though people are going to be like, wait a minute, the character's supposed to be this, this, and this, but that's Elseworlds. You have that ability. So that's how this is part of the DCU, because it's building out stuff that's cementing this universe as it's growing in our time. Milestone better start playing ball. Listen, as long as the creators of the character get justice and get the pay and get fair play, and we can get the character play. There you go. Let me show that. As long as as everybody gets taken care of, and I believe through James Gunn that the creators can get taken care of because he respects them as much. He loves comics. He loves comics. As long as everybody's taken care of, then I'll be cool with it, because I don't want that we're trying to get a character into our universe, but we leave the creators behind in the dust. No. He knows the history of comics. He knows what the Siegel and Schuster went through. We know what Jack Kirby went through. No, let's not repeat history for the love of God. Let's see what else. What do you mean by this? Ted Clubber Lang in the house. Right on. I know Clubber Lang from Rocky. So, but yeah. Wow, we almost went 2 hours talking about this. Wow, that's wild.
Wow, that's crazy.
But we were engaged with the audience, and I love that, and I love the topics that we had. I love the discussions we had, and again, that's what. Okay, you got to go, Mike.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay. Before you go, please plug yourself. Let people know where we can find you, and go. Tell them what you're working on.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter and everything, Instagram at Jedi Mike 7, brought to you by Soul Media. I have a bunch of reviews that have now finished editing, and I'll be posting next week from TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival. And tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing AO Edaberry and Julia Roberts for After the Hunt film that's coming out next week. That's Sunday. Yes, tomorrow. So I have that interview. And I'll post that sometime next week when I get that footage. So be on the lookout for that at Jedi Mike right there.
See you guys, fool. Brother, take care. I'll talk to you later, man. We'll do some stuff.
See you,
man.
See you, Mike.
But yeah, I think we'll start wrapping things up with the stream. It was a ton of fun. We dived into a lot of stuff, and I can only imagine that things are going to be wrapping up in both the episodes and the live streams over the next 2 weeks. Fellas, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening, your day to hang out and get about Peacemaker. I want everybody, you guys know the rules. Go around and please plug yourself. Let people know where they can find you, and if you got anything upcoming that you want to promote. Let's start with Darren first.
Me? You can find me over at Darren Sanctuary. I stream Mondays, a couple friends of mine, and then we do the Pipeline on Thursdays. Got a bunch of very fun stuff over these next couple weeks. We have a bunch of like Halloween themed episodes coming in the month of October, so go check that stuff out if you have the chance. And on here on Fridays for the next, I guess now only 2 weeks. It's crazy. We're heading on our 6 weeks of this is kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. 2 months now?
Wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's wild, dude. Oh. Wow. Taladia?
You guys can check me out at Taladia Plays, where I will be doing content around Wolverine and Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, and I got 007 First Light video content coming, and also I will be doing episodes 6, 7, and 8 with my co-host for Into the Multiverse podcast. I want to get her take on Peacemaker. I haven't spoken to her in ages, so expect that out in 2 to 3 weeks. And also, you'll check me out on Council of Creators, and also you can check me out on the Ranger Nation and Party Nation. So yeah, you can check me out there.
Beautiful. Brent?
You can catch me on Age of Grogu on my YouTube channel, where I basically have just been doing some mostly trailer drops, stuff like that, reactions. And been reacting to Alien Earth, which is just finished up wrapping up. get to see all my thoughts on that one. Did a reaction to what was it? Oh, Star Wars Visions, which I'm looking forward to doing. Also, we'll be doing the reactions to the show in the future. And then Sundays we try to do a podcast every couple of weeks. We try to get together and just talk about the latest movies and stuff like that. And I'm also on Instagram at Agee Grogu and Twitter as well.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Anchorman says that it's almost my 6th year anniversary since I joined YouTube. Congrats, man. Congrats. But yeah, for me, my channel's here. Subscribe. Let the numbers grow out more. Share this to people so they know that we're live every week and they can come join us and hang out and respective way. Comment. Let us know your theories, thoughts, and like the video. Again, the more people know about this stuff and the more the channel grows, the more my crazy ideas can come to fruition. And we're almost near at the end, everybody. 2 more weeks about this, and then adios for now to the DCU. As always, thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your day. And as always, give peace a chance. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.